Well, this is my first lecture on creating a simple GUI based Python calculator using the Tkinter module that is already in the Python 2.7 plus version. So actually I'm gonna use here Python 3.0 version. So let's start it. First of all, I would like to import everything from the Tkinter module. So well, from Tkinter import everything. So for everything I just need to type asterisk. Now well, I'm gonna initialize the main window as root tk, and now for the loop, this type here means from this line I would like to give here a function. Well, its name is evaluate. We will talk about it after some time. So now I'm gonna create some basic thing that are actually needed in our calculator program. So the first thing that we need is a simple label which will guide the user to enter the expression, and then a text box, or you can say a simple entry box which get the data or the expression that user want to calculate, and then a button. Or you can say, if you don't need a button, then you can actually do the thing just by pressing the enter key from your keyboard. So let's talk about it. So first of all, I'm just gonna create a label. L is equal to label, and inside this thing I'm gonna create a label. So for creating such thing, I'm just typing in root, which is our main window, and then the text of the label. And the text in this in our case is um, enter your expression. um, Now L is given here. Now we're going to create here an entry box, entry, and inside entry let's type root command, and now e dot grade. I say grade is a function which is actually used to arrange all the widgets, or you can say all the components that you needed or you created. So L dot grid, let's specify the column name and row. So for doing such things, we're actually going to type here row. For the entry box, the row is 0 but the column is 1, and column is 1. Now for the label, um, the row is 0 and the column is also 0. So 0, and the row is also 0, and here's 0. Well, this is 1. So now we're actually gonna create or call a bind function for the entry box, e dot bind. Let's inside this there are two parameters. The first one is the key, so we are actually gonna type here the return, because we actually want the value is calculated when we press on the enter button. Now call our function evaluate. When the enter key is pressed from the keyboard, it will call this function. And for creating such thing, we need an argument known as event in this thing. Now let's talk about our evaluate function. So firstly, I'm going to create a variable data which stores the value of the expression e dot get, and then we are going to set this value, and first of all we would like to calculate this, and then we will set it to a final label which I forgot to create. Now I'm going to create that one. L1 is equal to label, and here we go. Now the root, and that's it. Now I'm not going to type here specifying its its text. So L1 dot grid, in our case the row should be is 1 and the column is also 0, and the next thing is column span, and the value of column span in our case is 2. Now after creating all this thing, getting the value, let's calculate this value and just set it to the labeled one. So for this, just type here l1 dot configure, and inside the configure let's type the first thing, that is our root, and then comma, then text is equal to text is gonna answer, and a column plus str, inside this type eval, and inside this let's type the data. Now let's run it and check whether is there any error. So there is an error. The error is on the column, so I just column is fine. So column column span, what's span? Now run it. It is working fine. Now when I'm gonna type here some expression, something like this, and type enter, it actually not working. So let's try to find out what is the error. There are some errors that is given. Let's talk about them. What the hell is happening here? So tk.call return configure, so configure is wrong. So I'm thinking that the root is not that. No, try to run this out. When we're actually gonna type here some statement, type enter, then we will get the answer. So this is how you can create your own simple GUI based calculator, and in the next video I'm gonna create the whole GUI based calculator which contains some button, but this is the basic example that we will discuss in this lecture. So that's all for today. Meet you in my second video.